So, deadline day has come and gone, and Leeds United have thoroughly leadsed it. Very thoroughly, incredibly thoroughly. Nothing has ever been quite so leadsed before. I just finished 7-a-side, as you can see, and I went into it being like, cool, we've got a deal sheet in for Wilson, that might get done. There's a little bit of talk about Hamer, that might get done. On the Hamer thing, absolutely nothing at all. So he's staying at Sheffield United, which is interesting. Like, there was a point earlier in the day where it was assumed that PSV was going to be his destination. Didn't happen. And then that was very, very quickly followed by, what if Leeds? And then, what if not Leeds? And then the Wilson thing. Right. The Wilson thing I'm going to delve into in a little bit more detail. But first, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Because we need a little bit of fun stuff. Because deadline day was fucking miserable, wasn't it? Yeah, when it comes to the Wilson stuff, we very clearly were looking at a move from relatively early in the day. Because that private jet to Cardiff that got arranged looked incredibly promising, and we were very clearly in negotiations for a little bit of time, even before like the conversations were coming out. And I don't know if I've read this right, because again, I've just come off a football pitch, but I've read Adam Pope's tweet, and it seems like Leeds United tried to make the move to get the signing of Harry Wilson done, which is all well and good. That's fantastic, brilliant, cool, get it done. We apparently put a bid forward for the amount that Sunderland wanted, which is great. Okay, cool. That's how you get deals done in the world of football. And then it didn't happen because of a change of heart from Fulham, which, like, in itself, fine. If that's the one deal where that's happened, cool, whatever. But it wasn't the one deal where that happened, was it? Like, this window, that had happened time and time and time and time and time again. There were so many opportunities to sign players where we dived into the conversation with bids and we made ourselves very available and we're like, cool, this is what we want to do. Specifically, in the case of Wilson, his representatives were told, go out and get a bid worth this much and then you can go. And apparently, Wilson's representatives managed that, which is fantastic. That will absolutely do the job. And then the change of heart. And if it wasn't so fucking predictable, then I don't know if I'd find it funny. I don't know whether I would be angry at it. It's despair at this point. And I have this horrible, horrible feeling that this season, the thing that is going to screw us more than anything else is the fact that in those attacking areas we're relatively lacking. Obviously, we don't know what that full sort of unit looks like when it comes to going forwards. We've not seen Calvert-Lewin start, Okafor start on the wing. We don't know who's necessarily starting on the right, because Nonto can't play out on the right. James can play out on the right. We don't know what that three looks like. But are we necessarily going to get the chance to? I don't know. I'm not super convinced, because, again, like, I do my best to stay optimistic when I'm doing stuff like YouTube stuff, because I quite like this to be a place of like good vibes and positivity, and I like liking football, which is good. But these are the times where it just turns to a little bit of despair, because we knew what the PSR limitations were going into the beginning of the window. Absolutely, we had a solid idea of all of that. We knew the positions that we needed. We knew what we could like afford to spend in various places, and I'll be honest, and I've said it on the really, really long stream that came to literally nothing because we did no moves on deadline day, but I said it during that stream a few times that I would have put this window at a 6 out of 10, because I think the defence in terms of the signings there, spot on. I think the midfield, spot on. Ahead of that, not for me. Not enough. We had so many opportunities to do something today, and we just didn't. Like, even when it comes to, what's his name? Traore, winger, signed by Sunderland, right winger, £2.5 million on deadline day. Weren't even in the conversation. And it feels a little bit like relied too much on the players that were outgoing. And we ended up, when it came to outgoing players, having to pay Patrick Bamford to go. We probably got basically nothing for Darko JB, which is its own fun little problem, because we sent him to Hull rather than any of the clubs that can afford to pay a fee. I say afford to, they're under an embargo, there's no way on the planet they could pay a fee. The fuck were we thinking? And then Meslier, who at the time of recording, which is a little bit past 9 PM, he's not gone. He's not gone anywhere. So currently, we've got Meslier on the books as well. And I feel like we can't really pay off his contract, because that's a big old lump sum that affects the PSR again. In theory, it could go to like Valencia, but I don't know. My worry for the season is that there will be one gaping hole in the side, and it'll be the gaping hole that we've all been pointing at for a very, very long time. We won't have done anything about it, and we'll miss goals, we'll miss creativity, and that'll cause problems. I'm still choosing to have my positivity. I still think we might have enough, but I think it's a risk we didn't need to take. I think it's a risk that we have taken, and that's shocking. I wouldn't put any of the recruitment stuff on Daniel Farke, because he very clearly requested more from the 49ers time and time and time and time again. He's been asking since Georgie left for a 10. He's not got it. For me, this is the first big 49ers blunder. And I don't know whether it's a case of over-promoting Underwood, whether it's a case of availability of funds made to him, so his job was made harder for him as well. But we're making people's jobs harder that we really don't need to make harder. And by making those harder, we will completely screw ourselves. And if we go down, then the next summer window is going to be even less fun. Which is good. So yeah. Disaster window. As I think we all know. I think someone scored in the 7-a-side, but I'm hiding around the corner. Before I end up the video, thanks for everyone that watched the big long stream earlier. It was massively appreciated. I don't know how many unique people watched it, but it got something like 15,000 views, which was lovely. I just wish it would have ended a bit better when my internet conked out. But it was fine. It saved me from another hour of the fucking misery. Ow. Yeah. Hopefully we get something done in January. If not, then it could be a long season. I just hope I hope we prove ourselves wrong. But that's gone from I believe we'll prove ourselves wrong to I hope we will. And that's not what we really want to be doing. They broke me, man. For fuck's sake. Anyway, I'm going to get back to it because it's freezing in my corner. Because I am in a little bit of a wind tunnel. I don't know if it's audible, but we'll find out. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Ta-ra.